This is Chris Gotti, ADDVenture Music, and you're now listening to Let Me Tell You, because I'm going to tell you.
So do you think that today's artists, and I'm going to, continue with, even you saying the uniqueness of it, do you think today's artists kind of have a upper hand compared to when you guys started out?
Absolutely. My biggest challenge when we started was marketing. And marketing was a real expense. I mean, expensive to get your product to multiple cities across the country,
right,
and get people to work it so it's getting marketed so people know it's there and exists. Today, marketing is pennies on the dollar. Facebook has a program where they'll market things for pennies on the dollar, and it really works. So it's all relative. But today, internet, you're connected to the world through your phone.
Right.
I could never do that. I'm from Hollis, Queens. If I wanted to come to Jacksonville and market, I had to get to Jacksonville. It cost me money to get there. Then I had to make some type of material to help people know it's there, like a flyer or something.
Right. To build that awareness.
Today you create a digital image, you put it on your social media, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever it may be, and the world has a chance to know about it.
So do you think, and I know you were speaking about artists being unique in their way and owning their music and their identities. Do you think that the new generation draws more on that? Because you have all of these artists like your Lil Yachty's, your Young Thugs, your Lil Pump, all of these, not necessarily eccentric, but these larger personalities.
So I would like to answer that. I don't want to say that the younger generation was any different than us, but it's a lot more of them. So because there's so many more artists today trying to be artists than in my generation, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get way more diversity because meaning styles. Because if back in my day it was say 10,000 artists trying to be an artist, we have 10 million trying. You're gonna get a lot of different creative ideas out of those 10 million.
Now, do you see that as a type of oversaturation for the hip hop community?
Absolutely. It's a huge problem, but with a problem there's always there's a yin and yang in life always. So anything negative will have a positive, and if that's a negative, the positive is it's going to create a lot of people. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's oversaturated. The positive is there's way more artists today that are successful and making money than in my era. Period. And diverse, way more diverse.
So what would be your, point of advice for that new artist? Do you say continue, being that?
The trick is it's like a needle in a haystack, right? How do I get people to know about my music and hear? It starts like any other business in any era, one at a time, right? One follower at a time, one friend at a time that actually enjoys your music, one fan at a time. And now because of the internet and the way it works, that process could be a lot faster than our era. That's all, but it's still the same conceptually, way to do it, one at a time. It's the reason I travel on the road, because I'm mixing a combination of old school and new school, where one-to-one I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm doing a whole digital campaign on the other side. So I'm gonna catch the best of both worlds, if you understand what I mean. And again, it's just touching one fan at a time that becomes a fan of ADDVenture Music or a fan of Chris Gotti, and starts following me. Or that's one more person, and it's that simple. It's just one at a time, and it's a process. So if you're an artist, you make a record. I challenge all artists to think of who's their favorite artist. One, okay, and how did you find that favorite artist of yours? And then how did it become your favorite artist? Meaning, you heard a song, you liked it, okay, you're aware of this artist, but the next thing is you want to hear another song. If you heard another song and you liked it, you're getting more and more familiar. 3, 4, 5 songs in, now that you're a fan of this artist and you're trying to support this artist, he's doing a show, where I'm going. It's no different for you if you're that artist now. You have to do that to a fan. Someone has to hear your music, you have to feed them. Music is consumed at such a fast rate today compared to our day. Our day, if I made 3 singles for an album, I knew I controlled the fiscal year. That's business. I have 1 year of making Ja Rule the hottest artist because he's going to be saturated for 1 year. That album's successful, everything's good. Today, 3 singles may not last a month. And the fan is looking for more. So you have to work a lot more. Okay, you got to work a lot faster. And if you don't, you get replaced because it's saturated. I found, oh, you're not giving me the music I want to hear no more? I found John Doe, I love his music. I'm over here. Oh, wait a minute, there's Jane Doe. I got her now. That's the difference.
Everybody goes from artist to artist to artist.
You have to maintain. You know, I say it right now. Drake arguably had one of the best runs ever. Okay? He took a little time off. And I'm very curious to see how his fans react when he comes back.
You know, as a Drake fan, I can say, like, you know, we're all kind of like, where has Drake been? What are you doing? But at the same time, we have that confidence that he's been working on something.
No,
so
but look what you're saying. How long has he been out the loop? A year?
Yeah.
A little bit over a year.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Nas, arguably one of the best MCs, right? He used to take 2-3 years to come out with another album. How do you think we felt?
Yeah.
See, this is the difference with the generation. Like, he would take years. He'd make an album, we wouldn't hear nothing new from Nas forever. And we're like, man, Esco, where you at?
Yeah, you gonna come back? You all right?
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I'm very curious to see if this generation of youth stays with Drake, or does he lose some of them because now they're on Tekashi or one of these other artists that just came up now. And that's how music goes. It works like that. So it'll tell me a lot when I see his numbers and things of that nature. I think he's gonna be all right though.
I think he'll be all right. He tours and everybody goes.
No, but he put in so much work. It's like once you do a certain amount of work, you put in enough work, you get a pass.
Yeah.
You know, you get a pass. Jay-Z has a pass, and he's getting old, right?
Right.
He puts out something everyone's still gonna go cop. The young kids is gonna listen and see what he's saying because it's Jay. You know, Kanye West, he gets a pass. So I want to see if Drake is in that zone now. Look who I think who should get a pass, but isn't. I don't know if he is or not. Is Lil Wayne.
I think I can give Lil Wayne a pass.
Okay,
I can because I feel like
Wayne,
he worked.
I'm
really
just saying
hard.
The audiences today are they're way more fickle. We was more loyal to our artists that we love in our era than it is today. That's all.
Today's a lot of needy people.
That's the only point I'm making. I'm not saying Wayne is anything but great. He's amazing.
Right.
But it's the fans, it's the audience today is still gonna give him
that loyalty.
That loyalty.
And you know, that's something that you've experienced a lot over time working with the artists like Ja Rule and Ashanti and Jay and DMX and all of those artists that we know and we love, and we get excited when we hear they're going on tour and we have the opportunity to see them. But now, you know, you guys, you and your brother, you put out Tales and you told the story of hip hop. But I know when you were talking with the students, you mentioned that now is the time for Murder Inc.'s story to be told.
Yeah.
What made you guys decide that, you know, we've been silent for so long, we've held it, and I know, you know, shout out to our home team, the Breakfast Club, y'all have gone on there and kind of dabbled in it just, you know, with issue here and there of, you know, 50 Cent and, you know, this, that, and the third. What makes you say now is the time?
Timing is everything. You know, there was a point in time, no matter what we said, no one believed it. So why am I going to scream and yell and you're not listening? And it was just timing. Time is now. We feel we have sat out, went through hell, and we're back and everything's great. And we never stopped. But we worked strategic. And now we're in a very different position than it was. And now I think the world is ready to hear us again. You know, there was a point where they listened to every word we told you. So it went from that to now we're not listening to nothing, to building it back to where I think everyone's ready to listen again.
Those silent moves that you gotta make.
But it's again, everyone goes through their highs and lows, ups and downs, whatever you want to call it, trials and tribulations. And it's just a testament to us so that we're still here and relevant and still moving.
So do you have an official release date
For
the show?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're in the scripts. It's greenlit, meaning the budget's already allocated, just waiting to be done.
Can you say which network?
No. They asked us not to.
Okay.
They asked
Okay,
us not to.
I can respect that.
I will tell you, it will not be a B. We want to have explicit language. So if we can't make a TV show that will depict what we dealt with.
Exactly.
And not curse and profanity and sex, drugs, and
I can respect that because the same way when
to tell a true
they
story
did
or a
New
real
Edition,
story. Yeah.
and then everybody was talking about, okay, who do we need a biopic from? And they started throwing out like Jodeci. I don't need Jodeci on regular TV.
Yes.
I need that on something HBO or Showtime or something that's gonna
Netflix,
give me something that's gonna give me
YouTube.
I don't need that unfiltered.
You know, Google.
Yeah,
there's a lot of places.
Exactly.
Tidal.
And even even YouTube, they're coming out with their YouTube TV, and you have Sling TV, and you have all of these.
You know, on
platforms.
Tales we do uncut versions on Tidal, so you could see Tales cursing like we're BET, but it's way more raw if you go to the Tidal uncut, unedited director's version, the way it was originally concepted version versus the edited clean PG-13 version that's for BT.
Right.
No disrespect, but it's it's business. It's like you have to have both.
You gotta have both sides.
So we would definitely have the version that you're talking about and that we want.
Thank you, Chris Gotti. Before we wrap it up, what is your social? Because I know that's something big for you now.
Oh yeah. And I never did it, but I had to start it because of this business. But my social media is Chris Gotti 187, all social media platforms, and the business is ADDVenturesmusic.com, and also on the social media is ADDVentures Music, and it's ADD because I'm adding ventures together. And
y'all are so creative.
So I just wanted
y'all
to
come up with all the good names, and where y'all at when I was trying to find names for stuff? I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna keep this in mind. Y'all, it's Just Jordan here. Thank you for coming
Just Jordan,
by.
thank you.
Boys and Girls Club, NFL Yet Center in Jacksonville, Florida.
iHeartRadio, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.